me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me
It's not that her education and career goals don't mean anything, but it's just not a primary deciding factor. There are often other personality traits that are more important. To me, as a life coach, a dating coach, a relationship coach, I want to share something with you guys that I don't think y'all understand. Not just men, but women as well. What a person does for a living and their education, that shit is the most important thing, because love and relationships and marriage and shit cannot flourish properly if you aren't able to flow with the way the economy is around you. Because in order for you to have a healthy family or a healthy relationship, you got to be able to pay your bills, you got to have a house to live, you got to be able to eat, you got to be able to nurture the relationship or marriage by being able to do things and activities with each other. And just the activity alone, just y'all going out to eat together one day, it can be expensive. So just riding in the car, to go camping somewhere, it costs money. So when you meeting people, whether you male or female, the first thing you need to figure out with these people is, what do they do for a living? How much money they make? What's their credit like? What's the lineage and legacy inside of their family as far as finances go? It's the number one thing you need to care about as a black person. Because if you look at other races of people, we just gonna, I'm not saying black people should be like other races of people. I think black men and women should create their own traditions and their own legacies. But what we can pick up from other races of people is how they take education and money so seriously first, both men and women. When we talk about China, you ever realize, and my mother said this to me earlier today, she said, everything is made in China. Have you noticed? Like, if you notice all of the products and stuff that you see, a lot of times it says made in China, right? Chinese people, Asian people just come up with a lot of good ways to live and do things a lot better than a lot of Americans do. Is because inside of their culture, they think about education and money and career first before they start thinking about marriage and children. When they meet people, they factor in where those people are and how they're dealing with life just alone first. Because if you can't manage just yourself as a person, like you're paying your bills on time, you got something in your savings, you're mentally healthy, you're physically healthy, then that says a lot about who you are when you become somebody's wife or husband. Like, if you can't deal with just being an individual, why would somebody want to be in a relationship with you? That's the problem with black people. Y'all will be fucked up in the other areas of your life, but go out there and try to find a relationship with somebody. Men need to start caring about what a woman does, where she works, how much money she makes, and then factor in her personality, and then factor in whether or not you are physically attractive to her or not, or physically attracted to her yourself. Because physical attraction is not what's keeping y'all in these relationships. Chemistry is not what's making relationships successful at all. Love and chemistry is something that we could kind of flow and get with certain people. You get a vibe with certain people. But have you noticed that sometimes you could have a good vibe with somebody and that relationship be fucked up because y'all stressed about so many other things that have nothing to do with the relationship? Do you know how many times money and career has broken up a marriage or a relationship? Do you know how many times men have been financially drained by the women that they're dating or married to because they didn't even consider asking this woman what was her financial habits or spending habits before they even got in a marriage with her? See, men think they got all this money and they think they're going to be invincible forever. But there's going to come a time where you're going to need your wife and you're going to need your girlfriend to make an executive decision. And if she was a fuck up before she met you, if she was walking around here spending money on bullshit before she met you, trust me, she's going to be doing the same thing frivolously once y'all are married. That's why you need to care about that shit. Because you need to be able to trust your wife with your finances. And just because she pretty, just because she cooks, she clean, just because she got a low body count, just because she seemed like a good girl, does not mean she's financially literate. Does not mean she understands how credit scores work. It does not mean that she knows anything about real estate investing or cryptocurrency or the stock market or anything that has to do with helping you multiply your money. So when you're sitting here, you're thinking about a woman's personality. Okay, she needs to have a nice personality. She needs to be able to know how to treat you. Needs to know how to be a good wife, good girlfriend. But she also needs to learn how to think properly. She needs to be intellectual because you don't want your wife out here making dumb decisions for your children. You don't want her out here just all over the place. And her personality, a person can have a good personality and still be dumb as fuck.